Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahushai is who the world need calls Jesus the Christ. And I want to give double honors where honor is due. The Lord put a spirit upon the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the deacons, the captains, and the soldiers that's pushing out the Lord's sincere milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and the prophecies, pushing 100% of the Lord's doctrine to the best of their ability. And of course, I'm going to start with Elder Tahara on down, that been ruling well through the Spirit, and the rest of the hopeful elect, whoever that may be, through the Spirit, that's teaching the highways and byways and doing sit-downs, whatever color you might be repping, as long as it's under the umbrella of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the ministry. So I'm going to hop right into it. I'm just going to bring out these few scriptures for motivation, right? This is Job, the 36th chapter, and I'm going to start at verse 10. And I'm going to read KJV and the CSB, right, to make sure it's able to hit you, right? It says, he openeth also their ear to discipline, and commandeth that they return from iniquity, right? He opens their ears to correct and tell them to repent from iniquity, right? So the Lord is always opening the ears of our brothers and sisters. That's why you hear in scriptures they're stiff-necked in ear, right? And they're stiff-necked in heart, because we'll be too hearted to even want to hear the Lord, right? Verse 11, if they obey and serve him, they shall spend their day in prosperity, in their years in pleasures. If they listen and serve him, they will end their days in prosperity, in their years in happiness. Serving the Lord, you're going to have prosperity and pleasures, right? But future-wise, even in the kingdom, you're going to have prosperities and you're going to have pleasures, right? But in this time, yes, it's going to be certain things we're going to have prosperity and pleasures in this time. But when you be technical, a lot of brothers is always thinking of the ministry. We're thinking of something, we're thinking about another lesson to do. We're watching what they're showing on the news. It's kind of hard to really have pleasures in this place, especially when you're dedicated to the ministry of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right? But I'm just saying this is a reward for the ones that actually obey and serve Yahweh. Right? Verse 12. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. Right? But if they do not listen, they will cross the river of death and die without knowledge. And that would be one of the worst ways to die, is to die without knowledge. You know, you get killed, and then say if that last moment you get to breathe and the Lord allow you to see, say if the Lord, like, because I know some brothers and sisters have different body, outer body experience. It'd be crazy if you had an outer body experience and the Lord, while you die, he might say, hey, I don't know you, or whatever it could be. You know what I'm saying? And to die and you know damn well you wasn't obeying the Lord or trying to obey the Lord, and you die without knowledge, knowing that you are God's chosen people, you are an Israelite, let alone the mysteries that be hiding around you and hiding in plain sight, right? That would be a terrible way to die without knowledge, right? Verse 12, but the hypocrites in heart heap up wrath, and they cry not when he bendeth them. Those who have a godly heart, a godly mind, harbor anger. Even when God bends them, they do not cry for help, right? Because they're too stubborn, right? And we ain't saying, hey, bro, can you help me? No, a lot of men and women that are prideful or that's godless, they're not calling on the Lord, let alone if they is, they're just saying the word, but they're not saying it in sincerity. They're not meaning it. And even if I say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I know he can hear that, but the Lord is going to search the heart of a man and a woman, because that holds your secret thoughts, right? Because I could be saying Yahweh right now, but in my thought, I could be saying somebody a piece of shit. Oh, he's not real. The Lord can catch all of those things, right? Verse 15, it says, He delivereth the poor in his affliction and openeth their ears in oppression. God rescues the afflicted by their affliction. He instructs them by their torment, right? The Lord will chastise you, but he's going to be teaching you in your chastisement, right? Somebody can be rebuking you. The Lord is rebuking you through the Spirit, and he's rebuking you, and then he's going to show you the right way you're supposed to do it. And that's how I look for anything. When brothers could be doing a lesson, and the brother's on point, and I agree with what the brother's teaching, and when I'm receiving it and I'm seeing it in a spiritual aspect, if brothers is bringing out lazy, being too lazy, being too comfortable, you can know 500 precepts in this Bible when you're comfortable, you're taking more vacations, but when you look at yourself, you're not edifying. It's more niggas that's not serving the Lord than people that is. So the more that, if you knew how many people was, even though we don't, I know as much as the devil is working, the Lord is going to always come out winning. He's going to always come on top. But in this time of us moving the way we moving, you have to believe and know that the enemy is winning souls on his side. If his soul's on the devil's side, he is winning on his side. But the Lord is going to win. When you go to First Ezra, the third chapter, I believe, it tells you the three wise men is basically writing to the king a sentence. What is the strongest? First is wine, the king, the woman, but truth take away the victory, right? So the truth is going to win. All this other stuff has to happen until all of it be fulfilled. And the Lord is going to come out winning. But in order to mold somebody, you have to have experience with the chastisement of the Lord. Some niggas just think, oh, I believe in the Lord, my life is going to be green. Yeah, serving the Lord, yes, it's going to be green, but you're going to have speed bumps, right? So this right here is motivation of me, because I want to be considered somebody that's obeying the Lord, and I don't want to die without knowledge, knowing that I can receive the Lord's real name and not call him Jesus Christ. I can call him Hamashiach Yahushai, and I can call the Most High Yahweh. I can call him by his name. I can know where I come from. I know my nation. I know who my people is. When I can look at the curses and knowing that these curses will still be on them for generation to generation, I'm able to observe my brothers and sisters as a nation and as culture, because it's all in history, all things that have been done to us and what we have done, right? So it's a privilege that the Lord allows to have a blueprint to increase this in this knowledge. So if you're not trying to seek and observe and abide in this knowledge, you're going to die without it. And with that, shalom.